Welcome, everyone, to Make Your Day Richer. Sit, relax. I'm your host, Richard Wilmore. Today's guest is a fierce advocate and compassionate leader in the mental health space. As outreach coordinator for NAMI Piedmont Tri-County, Jennifer Sims brings lived experience, professional insight, and an unstoppable drive to help others. From organizing support groups and training first responders to answering late night calls from those in crisis, Jennifer is the kind of person who makes healing possible. Her story of navigating a loved one's bipolar diagnosis, rebuilding her life, and finding purpose in service is one of courage, clarity, and community. She's here to remind us all that no one has to walk alone. So if that sounds like a good show to you, click the like button, click the share button, and let's start the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
All right, Jennifer, you're up.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
Of course. Jennifer and I met on on the set of another show that you were a part of, the Gorilla HR podcast. And I'm listening because I helped edit that podcast, and I'm listening, and I was like, I'm going to steal her from Becky and put her on my show because what you do at NAMI is so important, so amazing, and I want to make sure everybody knows about it.
Yes, and thank you so much. And I get that a lot. People are now in a society. Our society is embracing mental health as a whole, which is good. And on a lot of areas, we're embracing mental wellness. So a lot of like employers are encouraging mental wellness days. People are encouraging do this for your mental health. So I do find that a lot of people are reaching out now and saying, you know what, this is actually something that we need to look into. So I do appreciate that.
Have you seen an influx over like how long would you say that it has been increasing like that? Like since the pandemic
Yes.
or
Yeah, definitely since the pandemic, when the dust settled and things kind of, we got back into, okay, we're allowed out of our house now. We're allowed to go eat at a restaurant. We're allowed to shop regularly. Once that happened, things started saying, people started saying, okay, so now we have this issue. We're having a lot of social anxiety with young people that were, imagine being in middle school and being stuck in your house for a year, and having to do classes virtually and all that kind of stuff that we all went through as a society. So yeah, I would say the influx has happened since COVID.
As an older person, I felt like the pandemic and being stuck inside kind of helped me calm down.
Right.
And not rush around. As a younger person, I can't imagine being a young person in school, in middle school, high school, even college, and having to do that. How that must kind of stunt a lot of things happening in your mind, in your body, in your life.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what we're running into now is, and I think I saw somewhere on social media where the people that were that were having COVID, during COVID, I'm sorry, the people during COVID are now graduating high school. So like the ones that were in middle school or possibly like, I would say it would be like middle school going into high school. They're graduating now, but yeah, I think it was definitely a rise. It was used to be 1 in 4 people had mental health conditions or struggled with it, and now it's gone. I'm sorry, it was 1 in 5, and it's gone to like 1 in 3 or something like that. And so yeah, the influx has been crazy. It might have been my. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I assume that it's always been 1 in 3. It's just we're now talking about it more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is my guess.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we haven't even talked about NAMI and what you actually do. So let's circle back to NAMI and tell everybody about what you do here in this area.
Okay, so we are NAMI Piedmont Tri-County. NAMI is broken up into 3 sections. You have NAMI National, and that is based out of Washington. And then you have NAMI by state, and our states have it in the capital. So obviously ours is in Columbia, NAMI, South Carolina. We work very closely with them. We partner with them with several programs. And then, depending on the need, each state will have their county represented by a NAMI affiliate, is what it's called. And so it kind of trickles down. We are what you would call your boots on the ground. So we are local, smaller, more attainable, I guess you could say. So we have support groups that we have. We cover NAMI Piedmont Tri-County covers Lancaster, Chester, and York County. And those are our three areas. We have an outreach coordinator for every county. I am Lancaster County, and I have two amazing coworkers that are Chester and Rock Hill, and or York County. And then we have an executive director and things like that. Our headquarters is in Rock Hill, but my office I have here is in Lancaster, and it's 114 William Street, and we're Suite 113. And we have support groups in Lancaster. I have three support groups that meet in person every month. I have one that is for people that have a mental health condition. I have one that is for the people that have a family member with a mental health condition. And then I have one for teenagers, 13 to 17 years old. Now, that support group actually has a licensed therapist that facilitates that. So that's been a huge help. We watched it grow. We've only been having that support group for probably about 5 months now, 5, 6 months. And so it's been great to watch that grow and kind of blossom out. And so we do that. We're also in the community. We do a lot of training and presentations. Usually in May, we get really busy because organizations will call and say, hey, do you have a mental wellness? Because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I know we're in the school district. We offer suicide awareness and prevention classes for the students and presentations that we do. And we're also, I'm trying to think, we do so much. We train once a year at the police department, and we do a 35-hour CIT, crisis intervention training for the police officers. I actually am a certified mental health first aid instructor, and so I have been able to train the nurses in Lancaster County. I've been able to certify all the counselors in Lancaster County, as well as I have an upcoming in September 3-day class for every EMS worker that will be certified for mental health first aid.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
and the Lancaster County Fire Department, I've also been able to certify them. So that's another tool in our belt that we have that we are able to use, and because we are a nonprofit, it's free of charge. So
I want to go back. I want to circle back to the group for the teenagers.
yes.
So, as someone who was in that group that really could have used you when I
Mhm.
was that age, but also afraid to, I don't know, I was in a position where I was afraid to tell my parents that I needed
Mhm.
help. Is it something, since they're a minor, that their parents have to be involved in that, or can they kind of sign up themselves?
They could, I would think they could come. I know our therapist that runs that, we usually have an adult that just at least gives a contact. So in
Mhm.
case we needed something. But if we had somebody that was older in age that needed help, that was reaching out for help, 100% won't be turned away.
Yeah.
And the therapist would probably get involved a little bit heavier just to find out what's going on. Would it be more comfortable for me to speak to your parents? But yes, there's never anybody turned away. So we for sure would make sure that they get the help they need, but we would try to reach out and see if there was a connection we could get. So
Do the right path. Yes. How
correct.
can people reach out to you, to the organization, if they are looking for help?
Yeah, so for sure our Facebook, it's at NAMI Piedmont. You pull us up on Facebook, NAMI Piedmont Tri-County. And our website, NAMI Piedmont Tri-County.org. We have, like I said, we have three offices. And so if you go on our Facebook page or go on our website, for sure, every county, it's just super simple. We have a big calendar there, and you can click. You can either look up what's going on by your county. You can look up what's going on by the date, because we do offer some virtual support groups as well. So that's always an option too. That's honestly how I got involved in NAMI,
Oh, wow.
was during COVID, with the virtual support groups, and that was good.
Wow. What was my question? Oh, what about people outside of the ones who would be coming to the support group? If they want to support NAMI in general, if they want to check out what you're doing, how do they do that?
For
Same way?
sure, our website. We update that. That is updated daily. We also have, when you go on there, you can register to get our newsletter. So we have a newsletter that goes out once a month. We also have volunteers at all three locations. We actually have a volunteer coordinator that comes to each office once a week, and she schedules it where if we have volunteers that are wanting people that are wanting to come and maybe put packets together, we pass out packets for the community everywhere we go. And it's these little packets here, they're crisis packets. It comes with a bracelet and some cards with emergency phone numbers in there. So our volunteers put those together. Whatever we have going on. I know Lancaster has the scarecrow thing that we set scarecrows up at the light post. And so every year I pass on that because I was like, I'm not creative, so I can't do it. However, our volunteers are like, no, we got it. So I was like, for sure, do that. So there's always projects, always something going on. And our offices are all called the drop-in center. So there's a reason for that. When we're open, people are more than welcome to come in and drop in, drink a cup of coffee, get a soda, get a snack, sit around and talk. And that's what we're here for. And people that maybe find themselves in a situation where they're not having a great day and they just want to be around people. So our Rock Hill office is open for that. They're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Our Lancaster office is open Mondays and Thursdays. And then our Chester office is open Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So there's always something, one of our offices open, and our phone numbers, you can always call us and reach us. And all of that information is on our website.
And as a nonprofit, I'm assuming also there's a donate button on that website?
Yes, 100%. There's a donate button. Now, everything we offer is free of charge. All of our
Mhm.
classes, coming in to hang out, all of that's free. But we do not get government funding. So NAMI
Oh, wow.
might, but NAMI Piedmont Tri-County, because we're an affiliate, we don't. And we just don't get government funding. So all of our resources are local. So we have, now I'll speak for Lancaster, we have a golf tournament every year that a local coach from one of our local high schools, she puts on in honor of her dad. She lost to suicide. And so all the proceeds come to NAMI. She donates that to us. We have another family in the area that has a motorcycle run, and the matriarch of that, which is a lady and her husband, they lost their son to suicide, and so they want the proceeds to come to NAMI as well. And so that's once a year that they put that on. Those aren't put on by NAMI; those are put on by the community or people in
Yeah.
the community. But NAMI has one fundraiser once a year, and it is the NAMI Walk, and it is October. And this year, we're actually having 2 days, so it's pretty cool. All three counties are going to have a walk in their county. So Rock Hill and Chester are having theirs on October 4th, and Rock Hills is at Cherry Park, October 4th. I'm reading it because I get all my dates and times.
We want to make sure it's correct when people are listening.
Correct. Yes, it is October 4th at 8 a.m. All the pre-walk activities start at 8 a.m. and the kickoff is at 9. And that the very first time I went to a NAMI walk, which I had never even been to, like a community walk or whatever, but the first time I went to that, I was flabbergasted at the turnout and the people, and it was just fun. And nobody is, I mean, I don't know what preconceived notions we might have when we say we're walking for mental health awareness. I don't know, but knock all that out. It's not, it's just a family friendly event. There are vendors set up as far as community partners that we have that are set up, sponsors, people that have sponsored a certain level of sponsorship. You can have a tent set up, um, different things there. They're the Rock Hill one, they have like goats. You can go pet the. It's pretty cool. It's really neat. And then we also have a couple of guest speakers. This year we're super excited because the Rock Hill Walk and the Chester Walk for sure, 100%. Mr. Dan Gillison is our NAMI the president for NAMI, and he will be there. So not NAMI Piedmont Tri-County and not NAMI South Carolina, but like NAMI. So
Big guy.
the big guy. So we are super, super excited to have him. He is going to try to get it fixed on his schedule where he can stay the next day for the Lancaster walk. So we have our fingers crossed on that, but he has to be in New York on the following day. So we're not sure. We're not announcing that. We don't know, but hopefully that would be awesome. But York County, Cherry Park, walk kickoff 9 a.m. Chester County, same day. So if you can't make it to York and that's too early, maybe come over to Chester. Chester State Park, kickoff at 2. The pre-activities are at 1:30. And then my walk in Lancaster is on Sunday. So that's different for us. We're going to try it because there are so many events that happen in our community in October. We're slammed. So October the 5th at 2 p.m. is our kickoff, and our festivities start at 1:30. So I know for a fact for ours, we're actually going to have, I know we're going to have a food truck, and we're going to have a coffee/dirty soda truck. I'm super excited about that. We have bounce house and face painting and all kind of stuff. So,
and how can people register for the walk?
on our website. We are encouraging walk teams. We love that. Walk teams are a simple, easy way just to say, we are going to come walk. And I had somebody reach out to me a couple days ago, and they said, if I have a walk team, do we have to come walk? And I said, no, you don't. But it is a way that, like, for example, if I register, which I do have a walk team, but if I register for a walk team, I can share it on all of my social media platforms, and it makes it to where I am, they can donate. People from all over, like all my friends, all my family, they can say, well, I can't make it, but I can donate to this cause. And so it's a really good tool that we use, and we have to even possibly get you a team. We have a lot of companies and businesses and families that say, we're going to get together. Let's make shirts. Let's get together and get out there and walk. And it's fun. It always is a good time. So website, definitely, we would love to have anybody, volunteers. We'd love to have anybody come walk. And sponsorship is huge. It's how we get to do what we do for free and keep it for the community. So all the stuff that we are an advocate for those who struggle with mental health. So not only do we go into the community and train people and present to people and talk about mental health and mental wellness, but we also help people. So my phone rings a lot, and people will call and say, I have a son, I have a daughter, or I have a spouse, or I need help. I've had people call at night and I don't know what to do. And, a lot of times, you just kind of walk them through. We are not therapists. We're not counselors, but we are the go-between between the two. So sometimes where it might take you a little while to get in to see so-and-so, or to find out a referral for this or this or this, we can sometimes make a phone call and be like, hey, I got somebody. What can we do? So
what can we do? What do you love most about your life right now?
I love the fact that it's busy, and I know that I complain about it. I've complained about that more than anything, but I do love that because that means that I'm able to do it. So you have personal, like I have this job that I love. I don't even look at this as a job. But I do love it. The flexibility and helping people is unmatched. And you work with people that have the same drive and mindset as you, so that makes it so much more enjoyable and easy. But I do love the chaos levels down. My situation in my life prior to where I'm at now, without my ex-husband and his, he was diagnosed as bipolar, and we were married for 20 years, and the divorce rate when one spouse is bipolar and one is not, it is 99%. It is tremendous that it's unrealistic. It's crazy. So we honestly, unfortunately, went down that road. But before that, when he had his psychotic break, that's where I got into NAMI and learned what was going on, and oh, okay, this makes sense, and this is happening. And so now I'm at a point in my life where I can look back and I can use those things that I went through to help people that might be going through something similar. So I love the fact right now that I am a I have two bonus children. I got yanked out of motherhood retirement. I was retired with my 122-year-old daughter, and now I have an 11 and an 8-year old. So
Oh,
we're back to all of those things. But I do love it, and I
I love that.
wouldn't have it any other way. So
Good. Well, thank you so much for being here. Please come back anytime. I love what you're doing, and I can't thank you enough for the stuff that you're doing personally, for what NAMI's doing. I really appreciate it. It's a
yes, and
great resource.
absolutely. And thank you for having us. I want people to know everything we offer is free. If you have a question and if you say, I don't really know if that's a NAMI question, call me. And I can, my phone number is 803-762-9165. And so just give me a call and I will, tell you, nope, that's above me, but I can get you to who you need to be, who you need to talk to. So a lot of times that happens. And then sometimes we wind up being able to help. But with us
Yeah.
being a nonprofit, we need all the volunteers and any sponsorship and anything like that.
Donations.
Do
Yes.
what?
Donations.
Donations. We love that. And I love it and I need that. But I would love to talk to you again, especially around May, Mental Health Month. Mental Health
Yeah.
Awareness Month is it's a big thing. And we can maybe talk about some coping things. What can I ask you when you're stressed and overwhelmed? What are some coping skills you have? What do you do?
I paint.
Okay, good.
I go for a lot of walks with my dog.
Yeah,
I work out 5 days a week
that's
to
really
help that. That's how I start my day because I feel
good.
like that's a great jump start. Um, yeah,
Good.
those are probably the main things.
Mine aren't is probably healthy as yours. I do.
Listen, I also eat a ton of ice cream and I love cookies. So,
So you have to do the other.
yeah.
I do like trash TV is ridiculous. Like 90 Day Fiance. Like I
Oh,
And then when I turn that on, I know that nobody else is going to bother me in the house because nobody else watches that but me.
hmm
So I'm like,
hmm
win-win. I do clean. So if I'm in a deep clean where I'm moving couches and things, they tend to go away. They're like, "Oop,
uh
don't talk to her right now. We're going to leave it alone."
Give her some space. Yes.
Yes, and then the mindless scrolling, which is not the greatest, but the cleaning side of TikTok is amazing. And so that's where I'm
Mhm.
at, and I'll be scrolling and just looking it up. So anyway, those are mine. It's always good to keep those in mind. So I encourage all your listeners to make sure you have a healthy coping skill, something that you do that is just kind of let you pull away a little bit and breathe and do what you can to get your mind back in gear. So
Love it. I love it. Yes, we have many episodes with ways to do that. I talk a lot about mental health here on the show and ways to do all of that, whether it's scrolling or making art. So I can talk about this all day long.
absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. Come back anytime. And
Yes.
you sign up, get a team, call me, I'll be on your team. And we'll be right back after this. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Welcome back. Hey, has anybody watched Only Murders in the Building? I know I'm like 5 seasons behind, but I just started watching it, and I didn't really realize that it was about people making a podcast. It's with Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez, and it's a really good show. I'm only a couple episodes into season one, but it's really good. Although there's a scene where Martin Short is begging someone for money to fund his podcast, and it hits a little too hard. It's a little too close to home, so that made me a little squeamish and a little awkward. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's me." But it's a really good show, so you should check that out. I think it's on Hulu. And you should think about supporting this show. So buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher, and then I won't have to beg you for money anymore. Okay? All right. Have a great day, everyone. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.